when the Torah says, Re'eh, you should see, Anochi, I, Noten lifnechem hayom, I give you today bracha veklala, a benediction and a curse, a blessing and a curse. I'm giving it, what does it mean? I'm giving it to who? To you. So many people just look at it the way we looked at it yesterday. I'm giving it to you, so therefore you could choose, and they go from here to the whole, and we did this also yesterday, we go to the whole thing of free choice, and so on and so forth. The Netziv from Volozhin, in his book Ha'emek Davar, sees in it something completely different. And he writes the following: Misha'a she'amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from the time HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Re'eh Anochi noten lifnechem hayom baracha v'klala, hereby I today give you blessing and a curse, Shuv mipi elyon lo tetzeh hara'ot ve'hatov. He twisted us all completely. From that point and on, all good and bad is not determined by God. Ela hamitzvot osot shelahen ve'ha'averot osot shelahen. The mitzvot that you do, the good deeds that you do, will operate and create a certain momentum of their own, and the wrongdoings and the sins that you do will put in motion their own momentum, and they will act upon the momentum in which you have created. It's a very different thing from what we know right now. Philosophically, that's why yesterday I kind of stopped in the middle, and philosophically it's completely different than everything we got used to. In other words, there is a direct correlation between man's behavior to the state of creation altogether. We are ultimately responsible for the state of affairs in which the world is in. And as a result of that, the whole entire universe. We. And the Ramchal, this correlation, the Ramchal in Sefer De'ot V'Tvunot explains beautifully. He says the following: Sheha'adon Baruch Hu, God Almighty, Rotzeh, He wants, Sheha'adam be'avodato yetaken et kol hachesronot shebavriya. Everything that is wrong, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world almost perfect, deliberately, for us to fix those things. ושיד האדם תהיה מגעת לכל העניינים הרמים שיהיו נפעלים ממעשה האדם. That men will be directly involved and would determine all the great and awesome things that would derive from his own direct actions. And he compares that to a clock. He writes it Orlogin. Orlogin is like a grandpa's clock, those big. And it says that there are wheels that synchronize with each other. right? And there's a ratio where a small wheel can, by its movement, synchronizing, can actually operate a much greater wheel together, right? So I'm doing something small here, and it becomes something big there. כך קשר האדון ברוך הוא את כל בריאותיו בקשרים גדולים. This is how HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is how God had connected all creation in those bounds and ties that one will affect the other. For example, it's almost like the butterfly effect, You know the butterfly effect? You heard of the butterfly effect? Ari, what's the butterfly effect?
Butterfly effect is that if one thing happens, let's say on this side of the world, it could create like a ripple effect that would have a chain reaction to
Exactly.
affect the other side of the world.
So if a butterfly moved his wings in South America, somehow along the line, that could create arguments like a hurricane in North America. It's a ripple effect. We all move within this confined package that we call our world, and one thing has to do with the other. I kill, for example, let's say there are a lot of rats in the fields or mice in the fields. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to put poison to kill the rats. So what happens when I have put poison to kill the rats on the mice field? What happens is the following. The mice die. The snake, they eat them, die. The prey birds, they eat them, die. And by me putting a little grains of poison, I'm basically disturbing the whole equilibrium that nature had put in place. If I killed the wolves in the Yellowstone, I have an explosion of deer that as a result of that will eat any grass that is there and will affect the habitat and will change the whole structure of the prairies, for example, by me killing wolves. So what do I need to do? And that's what they did. I need to reintroduce wolves into that. Reintroducing wolves, yes, some cattle grazers were not so happy about it, but the deer population went down. Coyotes were pushed out because they're not the dominant predator. Grass was growing, and it's kind of stabling itself slowly. But that's exactly what it is. All creations and all creation is all one package, and they're all connected to each other. If I will take a hammer, if I had a hammer, I'll hammer in the morning. I'll take a hammer, I'll hammer your pinky toe, your left pinky toe. Just take the nail, where the nail is. I'll take a 3-pound hammer, and I'll BOW! What are you going to tell me? Ow, your whole body, you can't move. I don't understand. You're such a big guy. You're like, 250 pounds, 6'3", big muscles, cubes in your stomach. What's the pinky toe? What are you? It's so big, What's the percentage of pinky toe? Where the nail is, Well, I'll pull your nail. Get the ratio of the size of your nail to your body. That's dismissible. No, everything hurts. Why? Because everything is connected. So it's in creation. The same thing is in chemistry. Atoms and molecules fuse and they connect each other, so on and so forth. And there is a certain element that is present almost in all creation, and this is hydrogen. So is man has an effect to all creation. What? You understand? If I take a hydrogen bomb, I can change the face of the earth. Men. Can one man kill 100,000 people by himself? With bare hands? No, but he has a bomb. Little man, fat boy, You kill. You can make a place uninhabitable for years. This is our actions. And it says something similar or on the same lines on the influence that man has on creation and on the world in Sefer Nefesh HaChaim, not of Rav Chaim Palachi, Nefesh Chaim of Rav Chaim ben Volozhin. In Shar Aleph, he explains that as much as HaKadosh Baruch Hu has all the abilities himself, all the power in the world, everything comes from him, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is able, if he wants, to change the course of events and how things operate any given time. On that concept, God has created man. B'tzelem Elokim bara et ha'adam. In the image of God, He created man. In other words, He gave man the ability to build and destroy, to birth and to kill anything in the world. For example, would an elephant kill a bird because it feels like it? Would a man kill an elephant because he feels like it? Not that God feels like it, but we have the choice. We can choose. You see, at what responsibility we have to, how much responsibility we have to assume on ourselves before we're being ejected out of this world. Look how much our actions have effect on people. That's why a person who is machtia rabim, he makes a lot of people sin, and lo chelek la'olam haba. He's not a part of the world to come. Jew, not a Jew, doesn't make a difference. You're destroying. And that's why, man has this ability, and based on your actions, on your words, on your thoughts. Look what one demagogue did in the history of the world. Look what Adolf Hitler, Machshemo, did. He just talked. He talked away almost to the extinction of the world. You know how many people died in World War II? How many millions? Because of this guy couldn't shut his mouth. There's no other animal will do that. Some 100 million people die or something ridiculous like that. I don't know, 20 million, I don't know, whatever. Millions of people died, not only 6 million Jews. And how many people died as a result of that war afterwards? Because of one guy. We have this ability. And also, in the other world, when we do good deeds, in the spiritual world, our thoughts, we create also a lot of lights in the other world. And our actions will bring Kedusha to this world, holiness to this world, light to our world from that world, because we are a dual entity creature. We have a body and we have a soul. And we therefore can connect and manipulate things. And therefore even when we say L'Shem Yichud, means that sometimes with our bad action, we put a separation in the holy name. And that's when we say L'Shem Yichud, Le'achda Shem Yud Kei Bevav Kei, to connect the two parts that we created. Certain parts we can destroy. It's too high for us. But we can even put a blemish in the spiritual world. And on that he says, right? Ve'asim devarai befi, and I will put my words into in your mouth. Lintoa shamayim u'le'ased haaretz, to establish earth, to establish heaven and earth. Men can do that. Man can do that. Man can go to the moon. Man can dig in the ground. And on the bad things, it says meharsaich umachrivaich, those who destroy, mimech yitzeu, they're going to come from you. That power that man has, that's what we call tzelem Elokim. And in Yalkut Shimoni, Parashat Beshalach, he says, "Bezman sheYisrael osin retzono shel makom," when Am Yisrael does whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, mosifim koach ugvura lemala. It hands glory and awesomeness up there. Ubezman she'ein osim retzono shel olam, kivyachol matishin koach gadol shel mala. And you see, when the Jews don't observe, what happens? Slowly, the world becomes less observant as well. When the Israeli government chooses to do repairs on the train rail on Shabbat, and some religious party says, "Listen, buddy, you're not going to stop, we're going to pull off the coalition." Some Israeli says, "Oh, that's a religious oppression." Why religious oppression? Aren't you Jewish? I saw one guy says, "Nim'as li mehem," I'm sick and tired of him. Who is them? Who is them? Who, your ancestors? Them? It refers to the religious people. Who is them? Unless you're not Jewish, them is you. I'm sick and tired of myself, basically. So therefore, before you come to do, you understand now what's Yirat Shamayim. Yirat Shamayim is the sense of responsibility that one person has and understands that as a result of his actions, he could destroy heaven and earth. Yirat Shamayim is that understanding. So everything you do, mamash, you have to go bedachilu rechimu verachimu dechilu, with great awe and fear and so on and so forth. It's not just a thing that you do. We don't just do things. Every actions of our actions has to be measured, has to be explained, and has to be acted upon in great responsibility. There is no such thing as saying, "I don't know what happened to me. It just happened." And you just destroy worlds. It has to be measured, because you are a human being with the ability to destroy or to build, and therefore you must give an account. As a result of that, you must be responsible. Being Yerei Shamayim is a person who is responsible. You cannot be Yerei Shamayim if you're not a responsible person, not understanding what your actions mean. Even if you're a great zealous guy who throw rocks on Shabbat, you have to understand what that means. Is that done with great responsibility to creation? Or you're doing so out of self-zealousy? Are you doing it because you have nothing else to do? In Mea Sheharim, you're bored out of your mind, right? Needless to say, right? Certain people know exactly what I'm talking about, right? They're bored out of their minds. So they set out, dumpsters on fire, and the riot police comes, and they throw their show, and the other one throw the show, and okay, everybody go home. Okay, we paid our dues. Is that you're doing that for whom? You're doing it for God, or you're doing it for yourself. And so is everything else. You get up in the morning, your duty starts And when you go to sleep so you can be strong. And you eat so you could be strong. And you so on and so on. You kol ma'asecha leshem shamayim. That all your actions should be geared towards that responsibility. Now you understand why the Shulchan Aruch starts the way he starts. On that happy note, boys and girls, I wish you all Shabbat and responsible Shalom Shabbat.